And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. Looking for somewhere to watch the NCAA tournament games this weekend? Maybe catch the Reds if you're into torture. Go see our good friends at Hail Mary's. They're in Cheviot on Harrison Avenue. They're in the Dora District. You can go from bar to bar with your drinks, but no need for that. Just hang out at Hail Mary's. 27 TVs, 9-screen video wall. There's not a bad seat in the house, and they subscribe to every sports package that DirecTV offers. You can stream all the games, and Cincinnati sports will always be on the video wall. All right, Aaron, let's get to it. I didn't see the point with 2 Big 12 games last night of talking Big 12 while the games were going on. Luckily, we didn't, because we would have talked completely differently about those games than we would have while they were live. But
games were nuts last night.
The Big 12 did manage to get a team in the Sweet 16. They will have another chance later this evening as Houston takes on Purdue. We'll get to that one, but let's recap last night.
Elite Eight. We already did the Sweet 16.
Yeah. The Sweet 16 is now to get into the Elite Eight. Yeah.
Correct.
Last night, Alabama 113, BYU 88. Aaron, that's not a game for you.
No. Alabama sets the record for most threes made. Alabama would have beat BYU if they had not made a single two. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Yeah, just on the threes and the free throws. Yes.
Yeah. 25 of 51. 25 of 51. What are we doing?
They only made 35 baskets. Not only, but you know what I mean. They made 25 threes and 10 twos. And it you could see BYU visibly getting frustrated because they would scratch and claw and get this thing back to 7. And then it felt like 10 seconds, Alabama would hit 2 threes and it would be back to 13. And every time you could see like a boxing match when a guy takes a couple kidney shots and you can see in his face and he's like, that hurt.
Well, and you certainly saw the BYU fan base was very upset about a flagrant on Trevin Knell, my boy Trevin Knell. You can only imagine what a BYU guy is saying as he's running past to talk smack. But I saw plenty of tweets out there from the BYU fan base about just horrendous calls and what have you, which kind of expect in this situation. They've not been here before. They're trying to do things that they've been.
Well, it was also
this far,
Tony Padilla.
But
it was also Tony Padilla. Yeah. So he stinks. Or was that him? He might have been later. He might have been the I think he was Duke, Arizona. I don't know. I forget. It all just kind of blends together right now. We've watched so many games.
in any case, Trevin Knell in what may be his, I think this would be his last game for BYU. My last update on Trevin Knell, he finishes 4 of 11, 2 for 9 from 3, 10 points for that guy.
Padilla had BYU, Alabama.
BYU finishes 6 of 30 compared to the 25 of 51 from 3. There's just, what are you going to do? BYU had a game like that against Cincinnati where they could not miss. They used up all of their stamina once upon a time, and it stinks because I certainly would have rather seen BYU advance than Nate Oates and Alabama and his Crimson Tide.
Hell of a game from Richie Saunders. He had 25. Yegor Demon with 15, Keba Cato with 13, Trevin Knell with 10, Fuseni Traore had 9, but it just wasn't enough, man. I mean, Sears had 35, Youngblood 19, Aiden Holloway, 23. Omiori, 10. Like Alabama, when their offense is clicking, whoo! I mean, it's just relentless. Threes and drives to the rim.
Not
And
really. When there's only 10 of them. 10
Yeah,
whole drives to the rim.
They get fouled. Like
Yeah.
that's how they get to the free throw
The
line.
free
They
throws.
shoot threes and then they'll shot fake you, drive right at you, get a foul, and that's it was funny. They were making a fuss yesterday about a Mark Sears pull-up mid-range jumper. Like, look, they shoot twos every once a game. It's like a unicorn ran onto the floor.
Ugh.
But yeah, there were very few teams in the country that would have been able to hang with Alabama last night, especially with the way Mark Sears shot at hitting 10 threes in a game.
8 assists to boot.
Yeah, 35 points, 8 assists.
34.
He good.
Yeah.
34 points, 8 assists, yeah. Maryland, Florida, that was just weird. 87-71, Florida wins. Kevin Willard after the game was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I might be leaving. I might not be leaving. We'll see how it goes. Like,
Well,
we talked about this a couple shows ago.
You already have coaches putting their name in the ring for a job that's not open yet. I think Buzz Williams is being tied to that job, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I think everybody expects Willard to go to Villanova.
Going to be leaving Texas A&M for Maryland? I guess.
Well, I know Buzz a little bit, just from being around him on the road. I would guess there is a very finite shelf life to having Buzz as your coach if you're an athletic director, if you're an athletic department.
On the flip side of that coin, I imagine that there's probably a pretty finite shelf life at Texas A&M if you're not winning it all right now.
Oh, they don't care about basketball.
They're throwing money everywhere right now, though, on everything.
Yeah, but they just have so much of it they don't really care. Like, they're not throwing enough of it at basketball to be mad at Buzz Williams for being pretty damn good. Like, they don't take basketball that seriously, is what I'm trying to tell you.
That's crazy.
But Buzz is a great coach. He is neurotic and very OCD, I think would be the best way for me to describe Buzz's personality. And guess what? After about 5 years of that, usually everybody is ready for Buzz to move on and go do another thing for 4 or 5 years. So yeah, I get him kind of being ready to go do something else again. He's about at his peak. He always great. I like Buzz a lot. I'm not saying that to denigrate Buzz. What I'm saying is for Buzz, for the health of his career, he's probably best in those 5-year blasts, and then he goes and does something else. Yeah. He's gonna win. No matter where you put him, he's gonna win. The night games, incredible. Duke 100-93 over Arizona. Caleb Love. If Duke didn't have Cooper Flagg, Caleb Love would have got him.
He got
scored
close.
35.
Well, they were down what, 18 or something like that, 19, and he goes off and brings it down to 5, and it just wasn't enough. He scored 35 in this one.
Yeah, 35. He was on fire. You got every bit of good Caleb Love against Duke. And there was a stretch in the middle of the second half where it felt like Duke was just unstoppable, Aaron. Like they were the 92 Bulls or whatever. Just had a 5-6 minute run where it was they hit the gas and it looked like Arizona had the parking brake on.
Well, when your top scorers are Cooper Flagg with 30, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, Con Nepal with 20. Moloch
Knipple.
with
Knipple.
sure. Moloch with 13 and Sion James with 16. And Caleb Love, his supporting cast. The next after his 35, the next highest you had was Jaden Bradley with 15, and then Henry Visar off the bench with 13. That's just not enough.
No. I'm telling you, man. Like I am gonna be surprised if Duke doesn't win this thing. There are a lot of good teams in this tournament, right? Like left in this tournament right now. That actually, Aaron, the crazy part is this is not an unlikable Duke team. Like they're actually a pretty likable Duke team in light of Duke teams of the past.
I was gonna say we will agree to disagree.
Cooper Flag is not Christian Laettner and Bobby Hurley were villains, right? Like JJ Redick was a villain. Cooper Flag is fucking fun to watch.
No.
Fun to watch.
He is a Duke. He is a Duke Blue Devil, and I'm out.
You're a hater, so it makes sense. It's fine.
Yes.
But like there's 364 teams in the country. Arizona probably would have beat like 358 of them.
With that game.
It just so happened, with the way they played. It just so happened they played Duke, and Cooper Flag was incredible. He was magnificent. It was a great game by him. And then the game of the tournament, I think so.
What a weird game this was.
The game of the tournament so far. Arkansas dominates for 35 minutes. It was a 13-point lead with under 5 minutes to go in this game. And Texas Tech just hit the gas, got it tied, got it to overtime, and then grinded it out. I love the Red Raiders.
Can you imagine having 3 Cincinnati players score 20 in a game?
It happened for the Red
Not
Raiders. Toppin with 20, Darion Williams with 20, including the 3 to tie it to send it to overtime.
Both of them also
Christian
had
9.
With
Christian Anderson with 22. And then you also got Kevin Overton with 12 off the bench. Like this Texas Tech team is still playing without Chance McWilliams. They're in the Elite 8.
From everything that I saw, that I read, they just continued to play their style of basketball the entire game, no matter what the deficit was. And the Arkansas fans had written this game off as over, done. Nobody could believe that it ended the way that it ended. Nobody could believe it went to overtime, for that matter.
Here was the thing, Aaron. This wasn't like a game that like went back and forth for a while and then Arkansas had like an 8-0 run. Like Arkansas controlled this game from the start. Yeah. Like I think Texas Tech had 8 points like 12 minutes into the game.
and then scored
they just
70.
They just kept working and kept working and get it to overtime. Anything can happen. And poor Coach Cal, I know you're upset about that one.
Nah, not even a little bit.
I know by the time you watch this game will probably be done and decided. But Houston tonight taking on Purdue in Lucas Oil Stadium. I heard something hilarious, Aaron, on my way home from football practice. I was listening to the Kentucky pregame show because Kentucky and Tennessee are playing right now, and Kentucky is getting their teeth kicked in. Well, I guess they got it a little closer. 43-28 at halftime. It was up to as much as 19 in the first half.
Though at halftime, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was 39-20 at one point, I think. But they said the host of the show was like, I don't know. I think I like Purdue to maybe do some damage tonight because Houston's good, but their schedule just isn't anything like what Purdue's played this year. Get out of here. Get out of here with that crap.
We're putting the Big Ten on that level.
When all the metrics say the Big Ten and the Big 12 were like identical almost, and one of the teams finished 24-11, and the other one finished 32-4.
Well,
And it
I'm
wasn't
looking
like
at
Houston had easy games. Give me a break.
I'm looking at the Sweet 16, and I believe the Big Ten only has 4 teams.
And the Big 12 had
4 teams.
4 teams. Right.
Weird.
So strange. I just had to laugh at that.
I mean, what else can you do? Because the Big 12, truthfully, they don't get the respect that the SEC does
right
now at all.
Well, and they probably don't just like the SEC had a historical year. And they're backing it up in the tournament.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the Big Ten is being mentioned in the same breath as the SEC this season. And I just don't see where they had a modicum of the strength of a conference that the SEC had. Who would you put against any one of the top 3 SEC teams and hope that you had a shot?
I mean, think about this, Aaron. Purdue had a 4-game losing streak at the end of the regular season. Like in the middle of February. They lost to Michigan, Wisconsin, Michigan State, and Indiana in a row. And then they lost 2 of their last 4, Illinois and Michigan again. Houston lost 1 game in the conference to a team in the Elite 8 in overtime.
See, and I wonder if that's actually why they think that they didn't face a tough schedule, because they only lost 1 time.
Yeah. No, they played against those 3 other teams that made the Sweet 16 and the teams that got knocked out or, in the second round. Like, come on. I think Braden Smith's really good for Purdue. I want to see what he looks like against that pressure over 40 minutes.
Trash. Overrated.
We will get to that tomorrow night, and then we'll get into a little NIL talk because people are crashing out, Aaron, over the numbers that are being thrown around for some of the players. You're one of them?
Yeah. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
When we're talking $15 to $25 million for Louisville,
I don't believe it. I'm talking about individual play. Like, don't believe all the bullshit you read on the internet. Most of that is the message that people want out there.
Look,
but
for some of us, that's all we got.
You got me. I'm helping you out. You got me.
Stay tuned tomorrow night.
Donovan Dent is asking for $3 million. And so are a bunch of other guys. That's the nightcap. Brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!